Hey, thanks for being a part of the conversation. This is Play It Forward. Real people, real stories, the struggle to play it forward. Episode number 559 is with Manny from NBC's The Voice.
I'm good, Arrow. How are you?
Fantastic. What is it like for you to wake up on a brand new morning and you're talking with influencers, I guess? That's the key word these days. Influencers around the nation that are going to push your name and music forward.
It is so surreal. It literally feels like a dream. But like you said, it's like I'm actually waking up and it's real. And I don't know. It's like my life is changing so quick. It's crazy.
How do you handle that? I mean, I'm a daily writer. I wouldn't know what to do without my writing instrument and my pages. I mean, how do you keep focused?
For me, what keeps me grounded is just, hanging out with my friends and my family and talking to the people that have known me, longer than my time, being on The Voice. Like those people that knew me before anyone else knew my name. That's what keeps me focused, keeps me grounded, and keeps me on the right track.
Well, you've always been about people, because anybody who's in a wedding band, because I've been a mobile entertainer for 28 years at weddings, when you're at a wedding, that is somebody's first step into a brand new beginning. I mean, you've got to be able to take that very seriously, and there has to be a connection.
Oh, yes, for sure.
And that means getting along with the mother-in-law, too, so.
Yes, yeah. Making sure that they like the music you're singing, all that stuff.
Does that change for you being on The Voice? Because, I mean, it's one of those things that, somewhere along the line, we all have to grow away from the weddings, but it's like, I don't want to. I like brides and grooms.
Right. I'm grateful for all the experiences I've had that have made me, into the artist I am and who I'm continuing to grow into who I am and be. But yeah, it's like sometimes, especially in moments like this, it's like getting out of your comfort zone and moving into a new chapter.
So when you catch the attention of Katy Perry, first of all, I think she's probably one of the most down-to-earth people on this frickin' planet, that she reaches out to you because she happens to catch a video. How do you maintain your Mannyism in the way of going, okay, it happened. I'm going to grow from this, but I'm not going to let it poison my soul?
Wow, that's a great question. I think for me, it's, when I did a cover of one of her songs, like in the back of my mind, I was like, it'd be really cool if she saw this, but I wasn't really thinking it would happen, but it did. And so I guess for me, like, I just go into things like that. And even with any music I put out or any performances, like I just do the best I can and just be myself, and with the intent of just encouraging people, reaching people, and putting out the best work that I can. And along the way, if someone as cool as Katy Perry wants to look at it or listen to it, that's not so bad. But I guess for me, it's never about let me try to get Katy Perry's attention. It's more like, let me just put out something that I'm proud of and I love and that people are going to love.
Well, it takes so much courage to be able to put your art out there in that way, because I'll never forget when I first started dropping music on YouTube. I was horrified. I didn't want to be judged. But it was like, but something inside your heart says, let it go. It's not yours.
Right. No, it's so true. It's really learning to trust the process. And for me, like, I guess what's helped me to put my art out there and music videos, whatever it may be, is I always remind myself, like, this is just one of many and several things that I'm going to release into the world. And so I don't want to get so caught up on this one thing that I don't release it, because it's like no one will ever be able to be blessed by something if I don't ever put it out there, if I just keep it to myself. And so that's something that's helped me, is just like, what, I'm going to release several songs and videos in the future. Like, let's just keep going, keep releasing stuff.
Well, that's what's fun about music, is that it's like it's a shape of communication, but it's also something that we can tap into many years from now. It's almost like you're speaking to the future when you're going through that microphone.
Totally. I agree with that 100%.
So now I've always heard people, go to church with the worship band and stuff like that. But you discovered something in church, dance and step. It's like, what? No, my church doesn't have dance and step. Where are you at?
Yeah, when I was about 12 years old, I joined a step and dance team in my youth group, and it was me and a handful of other teenagers, and we would perform, maybe once or twice a month and at our church on like a Wednesday night. And when we get together, we'd have rehearsals and we'd have uniforms and we, match our outfits. And it was so fun. I was super shy. That was the first time I ever stepped out into performing of any kind. But I'm grateful that I was, in a church that had a dance team. Like it was just so cool. And that's where it all started for me.
I'm glad you brought up being a shy kid, because so many people and that are listening right now, I call them writer hiders or songwriter hiders. And what they do is they create it in their bedrooms or wherever they are, and then they hide it from the rest of the world. How did you break that image of being shy and step out there and say, I am Manny?
I really just kept going and I didn't stop. The thing about, especially with being shy and being on a stage, like you tend to deal with like stage fright, or you just like, I remember one of the first times I ever sang a song on stage in front of people. I remember like my leg shaking uncontrollably. I was so nervous, and it was like, it's the craziest thing, like when you're nervous and it just so affects everything, like, and but the thing is, like, the more you do it, the easier it gets. And I guess for me, like, I'm naturally an introvert, but I've grown and like learned like my personality more than ever. And being on stage is like pulled out so many extrovert qualities in me that I didn't even know were there. And it really just came from like, just keep going and don't stop and getting over those hurdles and roadblocks and pushing through the uncomfortable moments.
You're such an artist. I cannot wait to watch you grow even further than what you have, because I just really think that you're bringing something very special to the sights and sounds of where music is.
Wow, that means a lot. Thank you so much.
You got to come back to this show anytime in the future, Manny. The door is always going to be open for you.
I would love that. That would be so fun.
Excellent. Well, you be brilliant today, okay?
You too. Thank you.